Sarah Forgani with KENS 5 News Now. A man's death outside a laundromat near I-10 in Culebra is raising a lot of questions. Police say he was found shot in the head Thursday night behind the laundromat, but they still don't know whether he shot himself or someone else shot him. Investigators say they did not find a weapon on the scene. Police are now combing through surveillance video trying to get a lead. Speaking of video, it has happened again. A homeowner finds himself startled by gunfire after catching people breaking into his car. This was around 3 this morning in a neighborhood on Bedford Stage off Lock Hill, Selma on the north side. Police say some young people broke into a truck, found a gun inside and took it. And just as they were about to leave, the truck's owner walked out and one of the suspects fired off a single round into the air. Luckily, nobody was hurt, but the group took off. Police are now asking neighbors for Ring doorbell video to identify the people involved. And on the west side, a resident's Ring camera captures the moment gunshots ring out during a shooting at a house party that injured a young girl and killed her parents. Take a listen. 5 people were struck by bullets there, including a man and a woman who died from their injuries. Their 13-year-old girl was also shot, but she survived. A family member told KENS 5 she saw everything unfold, saying the 13-year-old and a 15-year-old were not getting along prior to Saturday's shooting. That night, she says, the 15-year-old's family showed up and started arguing with them. Police say guns were drawn by members of both families.
It's just escalated, and the brother of the 15-year-old started shooting while there was kids there.
Investigators arrested 20-year-old Raul Trevino, who was also shot and is now facing capital murder charges. The family member of the 2 killed says the father was a manager at HEB for more than 15 years and the woman was a loving aunt. As many as 8 children could be the victims of sex assault allegedly at the hands of an already convicted sex offender. This is 40-year-old Mark Adrian Gilbo. Bexar County deputies say they arrested him Wednesday night after a 6-year-old boy told deputies he assaulted him several times. Investigators say they were interviewing the boy about a completely separate case when he mentioned Gilbo's assault. According to the sheriff, Gilbo was recently released from prison after serving 10 years for sex assault of a 10-year-old girl. Deputies say they also arrested 32-year-old Delaney Broussard for pressuring the child not to give information to law enforcement. Investigators believe Gilbo may have assaulted at least 8 other children going back a decade ago.
If we start adding additional charges on top of that, based upon what some of these other victims tell us, you know, it's quite possible he may never see life outside a jail cell or a prison cell ever again. That's the goal here for us, because we don't feel that he's ever going to stop. You know, I am all for saying that people can be rehabilitated. I don't think that's the case with this guy.
If you have any information, they're asking you call the Bexar County Sheriff's Office at 210-335-6000. Meanwhile, a vintage shop is hit hard after burglars stole thousands of dollars of merchandise. This, according to the owners of Gray Moon off of Broadway. They say the burglar, as you can see in the video, broke in through a back window and took clothing, bags, and accessories before getting away on a bicycle.
It's heartbreaking. It is one of the biggest fears that you have as a small business owner, especially one with a brick and mortar business.
The couple says the thief left behind a tool possibly used in the break-in. San Antonio police is now investigating. Governor Abbott is wrapping up a trip to Israel where he visited with families displaced by the war. He also met with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. The governor says he visited to reaffirm Texas's support for Israel. Meanwhile, Secretary of State Antony Blinken is back in the Middle East today to meet with leaders in Israel. Blinken says he's there to prioritize humanitarian aid and protecting civilians as the fighting intensifies in Gaza. More than 70 Americans were evacuated out of Gaza on Thursday. Hamas says the death toll there has now topped 9,000, including more than 3,000 children. And House Republicans passed an emergency funding bill for Israel, providing $14 billion in aid, but it faces an uphill battle from the White House and Senate leaders who also wanted aid to Ukraine in the bill. UPS starting a massive hiring initiative ahead of the holidays. Today, UPS plans to employ more than 1,100 seasonal workers in the San Antonio area during its annual UPS Brown Friday events weekend. Seasonal support drive-in positions begin at $23 an hour. One of the hiring events is taking place today and tomorrow at UPS San Antonio's Customer Care Center on States Boulevard from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Want to check in with with Paul for your forecast.
All right, outside today, high temperature will be in the mid-70s, around 75 degrees. Temperatures this evening, if you're going out to one of the area high school football games, will be in the 60s under clear skies.
That's KENS 5 News Now. I'm Sarah Forgani.